Hey guys, welcome to the start of the matchup guide series. I'm going to be going over every single major matchup in this game, and today we're starting with Queen Hogs versus Classic Lavaloon. So I'm going to give you some tips that you need to know to be able to win this matchup consistently. Hit that like button, let's jump into it. Alrighty, so jumping into a match here, and I know I say I don't usually go lava first play, but I did go lava first play here. I was just feeling it. He goes in with the fire spirit. And instantly, I'm just like lava in the back. I mean, I have my balloon. I don't see an issue for it. I had a pretty good suspicion he was playing either Royal Hogs Cycle or some Expo or something like that. And I have a perfect hand to deal with Expo. So what comes next is our balloon, since, Queen, Fire Spirit, Log, we're thinking Royal Hogs. I place Skeleton Dragons here to make sure we try and wrap up his cannon before my loon gets pulled, but he does mess up the cannon placement, not pulling the balloon here. And with just one misplay, this game is already almost over. See, this is a big... I might clear that up, actually. The game is not over. Against cycle decks like Royal Hogs, they can get so much damage in just one push. It's never actually over, but that was a huge advantage for us there. Now, let's say he didn't mess up that cannon placement. What would have happened is we have Skeleton Dragons coming in, we have Lava coming in, we have Loon coming in. I don't see him stopping that. Even with the queen down, because he can't royal delivery everything we had there unless he waits, and if he waits, then the queen would not target the balloon. And so the problem with going with tombstones in this matchup, obviously, is he just earthquakes them. So it really renders the tombstone just useless in this matchup, although you can place the tombstone like... You see where these guards are going? See, since I have this tower taken, I can place the tombstone in high over there. That's what we can do to pull the hogs sometimes and predict this earthquake. But the hogs just do so much damage. I was going to say something about this. Yeah, if you're going to go in with the tombstone, you're going to have to follow up with something else, like the guards or something. The guards are my probably go-to to take them out. Now here, I wanted to use the skeleton dragons to kill the cannon as well as take out the hogs. I underestimated how much damage the hogs would do, so that was a bit of a misplay there, but the guards do wrap up the queen here. And you could just see how fast this cycle is at that point. But a major tip I'm going to give you for this matchup is make sure you know which Royal Hogs you are defending. There, we didn't defend those Royal Hogs because we had so little damage on our tower. And an important thing to know is that if you are playing overly defensive, you cannot support your hound push, so you need to pick one or pick none. Now you can just use like a 3 elixir card like I did there and still get away with it. Now often with fireballs on the queen in this matchup, you're going to use the fireball for the queen mostly. Try and knock her into your support units. The skeleton dragons and the mega minion do get a lot of value in this matchup because they can't kill them like outright. You can kill skeleton dragons with royal delivery fire spirit, so if you see your opponent burn one of those cards, you have to realize that you can then just go in with skeleton dragons because he can't kill them immediately, so they can get some value. And try and play your skeleton dragons late after the queen ability, and make sure that also another cool thing you can do is zap the queen if there is, so like let's say the lava hound pops and then the pups are out and the queen is targeting your balloon. If your balloon is farther away from the queen than a pup is, zap the queen and then she will retarget onto the pups and you could get some extra balloon hits. Now, another tip I have against this matchup is to make sure that I think I discussed this a little bit in the previous matchup, but what you're gonna do against the queen is like when you go in with your lava push, it varies. So if he goes with his queen first, then you are safe to lava there. And you see there I went with the fireball because I normally recommend to go with the fireball on the queen, and I did. I just happened to have hogs there as well, so it's perfectly fine. Very good fireball there. But if he plays his queen first, then you are safe to go with the lava. If he does not play his queen and instead like You know, your lava's getting there. He hasn't played his queen yet. He plays his cannon. Don't go in with the Lavaloon, because you're not going to be able to kill the queen if he places it like in the middle after you have a cannon down. See, like there, if he was to play the queen, and let's say that Mega Minion was a balloon and it was traveling towards the queen, you would have a real problem there. And here I went in with the Skeleton Dragons because I knew he wasn't going to be able to wrap that up until I had gotten significant damage there. And look at that, we got his tower all the way down to 2,000, and he's forced to Royal Delivery on my balloon, which still gets 2 hits. I zapped it because I thought it was maybe going to get 3, but I had been mistaken there. And he is not able to use the queen ability, but even if he had, the guards are very solid to wrap up the queen. Your best option for wrapping up the Royal Hogs are going to be the guards, because I think the guards take out the Royal Hogs around the same time the Skeleton Dragons do, but they're cheaper, and also you don't have to use them for like air attacks. So, like, as the Skeleton Dragons are pretty important on offense, the guards aren't. They're more of your defensive units. Here I go with the Skeleton Dragons because they do splash. So, I mean, that's cool there. And also, you're going to need to, like, alternate which units you use because this cycle is extremely fast. Oftentimes, you're going to try and put a lava in front of your Skeleton Dragons because even one hit from your Skeleton Dragon will allow you to fireball zap the queen, and that is absolutely huge. And as you can see, we go with the guards and the tombstone there. And usually the guards and the tombstone is a fine play. You just want to go with the tombstone first, because if you can draw out an earthquake, then you have a +2 elixir trade, which is very nice against this matchup, especially when it's all about who has the most elixir, since if you are like beating your opponent in elixir, he can't use the queen ability and the delivery and the cannon. And so as you can see here, you can play just enough defense in this matchup to be able to win, as well as going on offense. Now, as you can see there, I turned lots of my defensive units into counter pushes. As you can see, I think I did it with the Skeleton Dragons twice, so it's very, very important that you turn counter pushes into offensive attacks by, let's say, if you use the Skeleton Dragons to wrap up the Royal Hogs, put a lava in front of that, and hopefully then you can get a hit on his queen. But if you don't, then you can even go in with the loon, or pretty much just one more tip. Yeah, you go with the loon there, but one more tip I have is always try and save a little bit of elixir here. Now, I don't think I have an example in this video, but when you were going in with a lava push and you know he has Royal Hogs in cycle, always make sure you're saving at least 3 elixir for the guards. If you don't have the guards, the tombstone at least, because you want to make sure that you do have an option to wrap up his Royal Hogs, since if left alone, they do a lot of damage. And another tip I have is when you saw the guards there, if the guards are not in your cycle or you feel like you need to save them for the Royal Hogs, you can just use the fireball on the very edge of the queen to knock her back if she uses her ability, and you can completely stop the queen before she gets damage for a +2 trade. If that helped you, and I hope it does, please let me know by hitting that like button, subscribing, and letting me know if you have any troubles with this matchup or if you're pretty confident in it. See you later.